malicious hackers can exploit them. Essentially, it's a proactive security measure performed by a trained professional to improve an organization's cybersecurity by simulating real-world attacks and identifying weaknesses in their system. Key points: legally and authorized, white hat hackers, goal to improve security techniques, malicious hacking.
Toblerone. Never square. Toblerone. Never square.
This is World of Warcraft, but there's no classes because there's archetypes instead. An archetype is a fusion of two or more classes, like this Fire Lord, which is a fusion of Fire Mage and Shaman, or this Master of Shadows, which is a Warlock Rogue with a succubus. Pick one, then play the game. As you level, you'll unlock your archetype's spells and abilities and get strong. Adventure to level 60, being a total Chad badass. Once you hit 60, it's time to get creative. At max level, you're...
Hello and welcome to this 15-hour edition of the
How's it going at
Practical Ethical Hacking course. My name is Heath Adams and I'm going to be your instructor for the entirety of this course. Okay, quick edit. So you might be looking at the YouTube video. Try Workstation Player for Windows or try Workstation Player for Linux. 68138 network. But we just try to connect to only the machines on this network. We see down here we have 4 plus 2. Now we're going to touch. All right, so before we
Linux is a free open source Linux distribution designed for cybersecurity tasks. It's used for penetration testing, security auditing, forensics, ethical hacking, and vulnerability assessment. Ah, a live Linux. Sorry guys. Sige ba?
Alright, so in order to be successful in this course, we are going to be utilizing what is called a virtual machine. Now, virtual machines are known as VMs for short, and a VM is just a machine on top of a machine. And to give you an example, I'm actually running this Windows 10 instance that you see here on top of my Windows 10 instance. So here you can see, if I scroll up, that I have a Windows 10 machine. I also have a Linux machine sitting here. If I were to demaximize this, you can see that I'm actually running here a Windows machine in the back. This is my wife and I. And you come through here, we just blow it back up, and we're back inside of our machine. So a virtual machine is just a machine inside of a machine. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be utilizing this to build out labs. That way we don't have to actually have a bunch of hardware. We can just use some. You might run into issues if you do not have at least 16 gigabytes of RAM. All you need to be able to do is here, and we've got VMware Workstation Player here. I'm going to go ahead and open this one, and we're going to install this. And this will be very point and click. So next, accept the agreement, possibly give away our first child. Yeah, we should go ahead and install the enhanced keyboard driver while we have this. And then we don't need to join any improvement programs or check for product update. That's okay. We will install desktop, start menu. You check your preferences as you like it. I'm just going to install this.
SQL No! Let's use a SQL injection to hack into a website. Here is our target, Altoro Mutual, an online banking site that is totally real. You'll be able to hack this website in like 30 seconds. We're going to use a SQL injection to hack into this website and gain admin privileges. Now our goal with this login form is to use it in a way that will give us access to the underlying database. When you try to log into this website, or really any website, when you hit enter, the website will connect to a database and run a search to see if your username and password exist on the database. If they do, you're in. Login successful. So here is where a SQL injection comes in, and it's kind of crazy. We know that a lot of websites will do this very thing.
I am a student with some theoretical and practical knowledge in computer science, programming, and networking. I am interested in delving into cybersecurity to become an ethical hacker. However, I am unsure where to begin. Should I start with a theoretical study of networking fundamentals, or should I dive directly into learning about hacking techniques? I would appreciate some guidance on approaching these topics effectively and where to begin my journey. Could you recommend resources, books?
Welcome to my course on Python. The purpose of this course is to help you learn Python from a cybersecurity standpoint. So the first part of this video, we're going to be covering the basics and introduction into Python. So we're going to look at functions, for loops, if statements, as well as all the other important parts of Python that you need to know. And then we're going to move into scripting, and we're going to start writing our own cybersecurity tools and networking tools. But after we finish that, we're going to look at HTML and CSS, because at about the 5-hour mark, we're going to move into server-side programming, and we're going to start looking at how to use Python to write server-side code, so that way you can understand how vulnerable code works as well as secure code. So we're going to use Flask and Jinja 2, and you're going to be able to write out some vulnerable code. We're going to exploit it, and then we're going to write out secure code. We're going to look at SQL injection, cross-site scripting, server-side request forgery, open redirect, and more. So my hope is that you will learn Python from a security standpoint. And for those of you who want to be bug bounty hunters or penetration testers that focus on web applications, this is really going to help you be able to read Python code, understand how server-side code works and how to exploit it, as well as being able to edit other people's Python scripts that you may come across on GitHub that you need to modify in order to get the exploit to work. And at about the 10-hour mark, we're going to go ahead and start exploiting some CTF, so that way you can get a better understanding of exploiting some of the different vulnerabilities without code that you have written on the server side, so that way you can understand the code that you've written and the code that other people has written, and you'll better understand the exploits. So let's go ahead and jump into this. The links for the PyCharm download is going to be in the description. It'll take you straight to this page, and if you are on Windows, you can come over here for Windows or Linux and you can download it. If you are running a Mac with the Silicon Valley chip, you can click this right here and it'll automatically start the download. You'll just click next, install, and it will install for you. And I already have it installed down here, so we can go ahead and open this up. You can really is. So if you follow along with this video, in the end, you're going to have a program.
Baby, baby, brown,
So just to kind of set the stage a little. Little bit. There's a huge gap in the workforce that exists today in cybersecurity, and that gap is growing. There's an estimated 4 million open positions that are going to be available, and it's growing, I think, like 30% over the next 10 years. If we take a look now at the Kali Linux host, we'll see that we have a hit. We have written out in our command line here the username that I used to log in and the password that came in from it as well too. We've got usernames here and we have the hash of those passwords. So we've got a few different usernames here: Gordon B, Pablo, Smithy, and of course admin, which is going to be very interesting to us. We have cracked those hashes. They're essentially an MD5 hash. And we can see that for the admin one, the password is actually password.
Hey everyone, it's David Bombal back with a very special guest. Kyle, welcome to the channel.
Great to be here. Thanks, David.
Kyle, it's 2025. I believe that you've got some fantastic news for anyone who's interested in cybersecurity and ethical hacking.
Absolutely. So Cisco has introduced not only a free course in ethical hacking, but we now have a certificate in ethical hacking as well too.
That's fantastic. So just to make sure I understand, the course is free, right? But the certificate you have to pay for, is that correct?
That's correct. The course is available for free today on Networking Academy. You can access that on netacad.com. But to get the certificate, it is a cost associated with, but it's only $100. So it's pretty accessible for people and probably one of the cheapest certificates you can get on the market as well too.
For everyone who's watching, we're going to talk about the Cisco.
Allows them to.
ChatGPT can now create website wireframes. With our new custom GPT, we guide you through the process
to test their resilience.
As a matter of fact, being in the U.S. makes it somewhat.
So just to kind of set the stage a little bit, there's a huge gap in the workforce that exists. The most effective possible, looking on the internet, you can. identical to the one that they're trying to clone, just to see if they can be more effective in tricking somebody. We're not going to get too complicated with that today. We just have a simple fake login page here that I'll show you. And just to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like, it's very simple. It's essentially a wrapper for that function that we're looking at that's just going to essentially redirect then further on to the web page that we are maliciously trying to clone. So this is very simple HTML, but when I go ahead and open this up, you can see this looks identical to the login page here. But take a look at the URL bar. This is the real one, 10.6.6.13. Here's the fake one, 10.6.6.1, and that's our Kali Linux host. Identical. But one of these is real, one of these is fake. And what happens is if I enter in credentials, essentially scan the different services that are running on it, it's going to look for different CVSSs. And in this particular example, I just want to look for things that have a CVSS score that's higher than 4. So I can say script args minimum CVSS equals 4. And then I give it my host here. And this is actually now going to scan all the different services that are on this host, looking for CVSs that exist on these particular services with known exploits available to it. So for those of you who aren't familiar with CVS, what that is, it's essentially a score that's tied to vulnerabilities that are found on different services. They're stored in a publicly accessible database, so anybody can.
Hey, what is up everyone? In this video, I want to share with you how you can get ready for a pen tester role in 10 months or less. Now, I do want to be clear. I don't want to be your typical influencer that makes a guarantee. So I cannot guarantee if you follow this path, you'll be able to land a junior pen tester role. But here's what I can tell you. I am a pen tester. I've been a pen tester now for 1.5 years. I am a mid-level pen tester, started as a junior pen tester, and I do one-on-one coaching with people all of the time who ask this question. Hey, Tyler, how can I become a pen tester? What is a roadmap you would recommend for me? And without fail, this is the roadmap I recommend. And I truly do believe if you follow this roadmap, you will academy and working your way and pass it. If you That's not true across the board. I got my job as a pen tester before I had the OSCP, but I also recognize that's unique. But I got my job as a pen tester, and then I sat for the OSCP afterwards. But once again, it is unique. That's going to take you about 3 months, of course, 90 days of lab access. Take the OSCP and pass it. If you go through the full pen tester pathway in Hack the Box Academy, the practical ethical hacker course from TCM Security, you're going to have no issue passing the OSCP. And then finally, here's what I think is going to set you apart, because here's the reality. Is you're applying for these pen testing roles, there's a bunch of people who have the OSCP, a bunch of people who want to be pen testers. How are you going to stand up? But here's what I can do. At Hack Smarter, our whole Discord community, we offer donate what you can coaching. Here's what it means. You donate to a nonprofit of your choice, and you can meet with one of our coaches for a one-on-one mentoring system process, and we can do a mock interview. We can go over your resume in that. And hey, if you can only afford $1, give $1 to a nonprofit of your choice. We don't even ask you what money you gave to. We just say, who did you give to? And we'll do that session with you. So hey, this, I really do believe, if you follow this pathway and get involved in the community, you will be pen tester ready in 10 months or less, and you very well might land your first pen testing role. And hey, I would be curious to hear your thoughts. If you disagree with something I shared, or you have a recommendation for a different pathway, let me know in the comments of the video. Would love to hear from you, and honestly, would love to learn from you myself. But hey guys, hope you found this video helpful. If you're not part of the Hack Smarter community, let's start there. Link is in the description of this video. Would love to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
black hat, question black hat activity, and no encouraging this activity. This server is strictly white hat and inspirational purposes and minimize the use white hat. Ikaw lagi hinahanap.
Yo, what's up mga boss yan? Welcome sa episode 4 natin dito sa Expert Option. So ang video na to ulit ay papaalala ko lang is para
ayaw. CMD function script file or check the spelling, or if a path was included, verify that the path is correct and try again. Hindi ko mag-get. Install class. Ito pala. Install class or Django. Down. Calling my name. Sound so tired. Ah, shit. Zero. Oh, I think that I found like I'm serving you. She's always somewhere you do. Oh, I think that I found serving you. She's always somewhere. Oh, I think that I'm sure. She's always somewhere. Oh, thinking, you're thinking crazy. Oh, I think that I found you. She is always in Python, Python. So,
Ito violet. Wala kang barya.
contract report best.
Ready to invest in real estate but don't want the hassle? Look no further and join SmartCrowd.
Alright, and set it to the return value of the input function. Now we can print a greeting message for them. Alright, now let's talk about variables. We use variables to temporarily store data in a computer's memory. Alright, before we get started, let me give you some ideas about what you can do with Python. That's a very common question. Python is a multi-purpose programming language, so you can use it for a variety of different tasks. You can use Python for machine learning and AI. In fact, Python is the #1 language for machine learning and data science projects. Python is also very popular in web development. Using Python and a framework called Django, you can build amazing websites. Here are 5 websites powered with Python and Django: YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Dropbox, and Pinterest. You can also use Python in automation. With Python, you can save your time and increase your productivity by automating repetitive tasks. So why are you learning in Python? Are you learning it for automation, for data science, or web development?
Similarly, Python is brilliant for ethical hacking for the following nifty Python libraries like Pulsar, NiFi, NetworkX make developing network tools accessible. Hackers generally develop small scripts, and Python, being a scripting language, provides amazing performance.